Hello, and welcome to a Season 4 more in-depth look at the Resource Tactics cards, or Morloots. In this presentation, we will look at the tier lists you may have seen and explain why you have to take them with a grain of salt. We'll look at random stats, daily limits, each card individually, and the recommendations that I have on how to set up your Resource Tactics cards. As a heads up, this will not cover core and battle cards. Those are much more in depth with many more interplays that have to be really dived into to help explain the combinations of cards that are going to be most beneficial, and that hasn't been done yet. So with that, let's first start out with tier lists. Now, you'll see a lot of tier lists that have come out. It's like, just use these cards, but they don't really explain why you should use them. And as you can see here, when it comes to resource cards, you have 4 card slots, but 3 of the 5 cards are all considered D tier. Well, do you use garbage cards? No, we'll explain how to make those cards all work for you and why they should be valuable. Resource cards do not have a lot in the way of synergy. Those are more of a core and a battle card issue, so you don't have to worry about, well, this card works well if I have that card, but not necessarily if I have that card, and we'll see where that goes. But when we're looking at resource cards, you have 4 slots. They should always be filled up, and we'll look at how to fill those up. Now, the first thing you really need to understand about what cards you need to use are, what are the random attributes? The random attributes are going to largely define which resource cards you're going to use. That's because most of the value of the resource cards is going to be tied up into these extra bonuses that come at the end. As you can see, random attributes, you get 2 to 3 randomly assigned attributes per resource card. These are for the purple version of the resource cards. Blues, I believe it's 0 to 1, and greens, you don't get any. Um, if I were to create a tier list of where the value comes from in these random attributes on resource cards, now it's different for battle and uh, core cards, but for resource cards, the increased profession XP from killing zombies, because even once we have reached Doom Elite 60 and we're done with the farming of Doom Elites for seasonal resources, you're still going to be killing lots of world zombies during arms race and other activities like that, so you'll still be getting profession experience from killing zombies. So this is one of the ways you're going to get profession XP that once you reach level 100, you'll use to level up part of your core cards. So I value Profession XP as the most valuable because of this. It's going to help me the most with upgrading my core cards. Therefore, all these other benefits aren't as valuable from a perspective. Past that, this is season 4. At this point, you're still working towards Profession HQ 35 most likely, but HQ 35 is really oil constrained, not RSS constrained. So if we're looking at RSS, coins, because you're likely using most of your choice chest on coins because of research, that's where most of your resources are probably going into from an RSS perspective. Coin output would be second, followed by iron and food, uh, whichever one, if you're particularly low on one or the other. And then finally, the free time, either construction and research, because even at 10 minutes, it's just simply not that much. When you have constructions or researches that are taking 5, 6, 7, 8 days, and you get even 10 minutes of free bonus time, it's simply just not adding a lot of value. So if you're looking at constant increases to your RSS, that's always going to be preferred over research time. And finally, specifically for the uh, resource cards, the level up randomly assigned attribute, even though it's shown here as gold or as yellow is the best version of it, is really largely not all that valuable. That's because you're not going to need leveled up resource cards. You don't get a lot of extra bonuses from the leveled up resource cards as you do combat and core cards. So it doesn't really matter if it's a level 3 instead of a level 2, or it's already a level 2 when you get it rather than a level 1. It's not expensive to upgrade the only card you want to upgrade, and it's really just taking away a slot that could ideally be professional experience. So if we're looking at it and you're trying to decide what cards to value, if you've got cards at a Profession XP, those are most likely to be the most valuable cards from a random attribute standpoint, followed by any increases to coin, followed by increases to iron and food, and then if you have them, free time and tactics cards. Another important item about the resource cards is resource cards give you, the purple versions give you free tactic card packs, green tactic. They give you the lowest pack quality tactics card. But all four of those cards share the same daily limit. You can obtain 20 green packs a day via the activities listed in the resource cards. Once you have 20, you'll not gain any more until reset in the following day. So you could get 16 from one card and 4 from another, and you'd hit your daily limit of 20. It's not 20 from each one of those, it's 20 from one of them. Let's look at the cards themselves. So Universal Garrison Reward and Universal Streak Reward are PvP activities. Garrison Reward is when you win, and you have to win in order to do this, win a defense support battle, you'll get a pack of cards. Now, what is a defense support battle? That is defending someone else's base, that is defending your alliance building, or defending a city or stronghold from other alliances attacking that structure. It's not defending your own base. So a commander performs a defense support for another commander's base, alliance buildings, or neutral buildings. So you have to actively be going out and garrisoning others. Obviously, you're not going to get into a lot of PvP on most days. That's why the random attributes are going to be valuable here, is because a lot of these activities you'll be doing limited amounts, and it's the actual random attribute bonuses that are going to be most valuable. Universal Streak Reward is after 3 consecutive squad victories in PvP. Now this one might be a little easier. I've seen it might be that you can just send out them as you're farming other bases, get your cards there, but again, the reward isn't massive. It's the shared 20 packs. So if you're struggling just from using your arms race to kill Doom Elites for uh, opening up your arms race and you want to use Universal Streak, it could be a good one if you're struggling to hit your daily limit of 20 packs. And then the other two purple cards for resources are Universal Zombie Reward and Universal Gathering Reward. Zombie Reward gives you 4 packs for every 11 monsters you kill. That number goes down, taking fewer monsters killed to get the same 4 packs as you uh, go higher in level, or as you raise the card up. So you can, at like level 3, I believe you get 4 packs for every 7 monsters you kill, and this doesn't matter if you are joining rallies or if you're starting rallies or you're going after little zombies. All of them count. So if you join a bunch of rallies or you start a bunch of rallies, you go after a lot of little zombies, every time you defeat 11 of them, you get 4 packs. Obviously, 20 is your limit. That means 55 it would be the maximum amount of kills of zombies you have to get per day in order to hit your pack limit. If you're going above and beyond that, you're not getting anything extra. And then the resource gathering is just one pack collecting every 100,000 resources from a single gathering. Now, important here, if you're at a resource node that has 500,000 resources and you collect it, you don't get 5 packs, you just get one. You have to have, and this is why this is not necessarily a great card, because once you go out there and gather, you have to go out and gather 100,000, then go out and gather 100,000, and go out and gather 100,000. So as you can see, all of these cards require a lot of activity to get the benefits out of them from the activation. But it is a daily cap of 20. It's not going to be difficult to reach if you're just mildly active. Joining lots of rallies is probably the best way. I would highly recommend the Zombie Reward card. And then the final card is a green card. There are no, excuse me, there are no random attributes for this card, and that is Universal Zombie Resources. And this just gives you 2% more coins, food, and iron when you defeat world map zombies. Those are the Doom Elites and the little zombies. It doesn't count the Doom Walkers. Or if we have the Smuggler event, it doesn't count the Smugglers. So this one is a nice one, especially if you're still low on RSS and you need resources, or you're trying to get resources to be able to build buildings or conduct research. It's less valuable if you just have lots of RSS because there are no random attribute bonuses. So you're only getting this 2% additional coin, food, and iron. That being said, let's look at the recommendations. I would highly recommend that everyone use a universal zombie reward. That is the packs for killing zombies. This is 4 packs for killing 11 zombies, and most likely the way you're going to open most of your packs, if not all of your packs per day, from the resource cards. Then, if you need RSS, conditionally, the Universal Zombie Resources is going to be a nice to have because it gives you that extra 2% iron, coin, and food. But again, there are no bonus abilities, no random attribute bonuses, so you're missing out on professional experience bonuses. So it's all going to be based on where you are and what you need. But probably everyone should have the zombie reward. It's probably nice to have the conditionally the universal zombie resources. And then for the last 2 slots, you've got 3 different cards, and I would recommend just which ones have the best random attribute bonuses. Prioritizing professional experience bonuses, then any coin output, then the iron and food, and then the rest of them, the bonus time and the card level, because those are not really all that beneficial one way or the other. So again, when you're looking at the resource cards to set up for your gathering resources, you should be looking at uh, zombie reward packs, killing zombies, the resources, and then random attributes after that on the cards. The random attributes will contribute, and that's professional experience, coin output, iron food output, and then card level. The reason why these don't matter for any PvP or any other combat attributes is because you get no actual combat power from the resource cards. None of the random attribute bonuses give you combat power. So whether you're trying to put together a preset for PvP, PvE, Desert Storm, it doesn't matter. You're just going to be looking at the ones that give you the best random attribute bonuses. And that is the Season 4 Tactics card. And again, just a quick note here, each season the Tactics cards do change, so there may be additional cards in Season 5, and this may change based on that. This presentation is specifically for tactics cards, resource tactics cards for Season 4, and as a reminder, there will be another video about core and battle cards. And with that, we're done for the day.